Welcome to Easy Budget Planner demo video. Thank you for choosing our product. It truly means a lot to us. Our recommendation is to watch the video all the way through before you start filling in any details. By watching the video to the end, you'll ensure you don't make any avoidable mistakes. The video is divided into chapters, so you can easily return to any section to review the information and double-check when needed. Be sure to check out Tips chapter. It's full of helpful advice to avoid mistakes, understand the template, and resolve any issues if needed. The first sheet, How to Use, provides quick instructions and helpful information. Here you will find our clickable buttons. They are made for your convenience. If something goes wrong with your template and you can't revert the settings, you can always get a new one from this button. It also gives you access to the latest updates. Whenever a new version is released, you'll have free access. Use this button, Contact Us, if you have questions or need assistance. And here are the instructions. In this section, we'll provide a quick overview of each sheet, highlighting what they contain and how they work. At the bottom, you'll find some important notes. Each square contains helpful information. For a detailed explanation, just hover your mouse over the small black triangle in the upper right corner, and the info will pop out. The second sheet is an example. It is a filled-out spreadsheet. It is designed to demonstrate how the spreadsheet will appear once completed and indicate where to input your data. You can get ideas on what to include in your subcategories. Also, in the coloured fields are hidden tips, and if you hover over with the mouse, they will appear. Let's move on to Budget 1. First, let's update the location settings. Depending on your location, the way dates and other data appear in the template may need a small adjustment to align with your local settings. This helps the tracker displays everything correctly. For phone or tablet users, once you make the adjustment on a computer or laptop, it will automatically apply no matter which device you use afterward, including your phone or tablet. It's a one-time setup, and I'll walk you through exactly what to do so it's as easy as possible. So go to File, click on Settings in the location field, choose the country you live in, and change the time zone to match yours. Then click on Save and Reload. The second step is to customize the template. Start by adding your name to make the budget template your own. Double-click here on the field, delete the name. Type in your name and press Enter to save your change. The next step is selecting the date. Double-click on the date to open the small calendar. Choose the start date, then select the end date for the period you need. The month shown above updates automatically based on your date settings. Next, let's choose your currency. Open the drop-down menu. Click the arrow in the right corner to access the list of currencies. There are 3 currency options available, but if your currency isn't listed, don't worry, you can easily add it. Click the pen icon in the right-hand panel that opens Select Another Item, type in your currency and press Done to save it. Then, close the panel. Now you can select your currency. Reopen the drop-down menu and choose your currency. Your selected currency will now automatically update across all fields. As you can see, the charts aren't working just yet, but once we fill in the tables, they'll start updating automatically. So let's get started by filling out the information. Now we will begin by entering the subcategories. If you're not sure about what to include, take a look at the example sheet. It might have some helpful suggestions you haven't considered. In Income, Bills, Expenses, Debt and Savings tables, you'll see white fields where you have to enter your subcategories. Just click on any of these fields to get started. Let's enter them. Whenever you want, you can delete an existing subcategory or add a new one. The next step is to enter our planned amount in the fields labelled Budget. We suggest that while filling in the Budget fields, you set the first chart to Left to Budget. This will help you see how much money is available while planning your spending for the month. When you start entering actual spends, it's better to change it to Left to Spend. This way, you'll be able to see how much money you have left after each expense. This can be done by double-clicking on the text. The chart will automatically update based on your selection. So for income, the budget amount can be either fixed or variable. If you know the exact salary amount you will receive, simply enter it in the budget field. If not, input an approximate amount. In the bills and debt tables, most of the amounts are likely fixed. For example, monthly payments for things like your phone, fitness memberships, or subscriptions like Netflix or Spotify typically remain the same. Similarly, in the debt table, if you have a credit or mortgage payment, that amount is usually consistent each month. However, expenses like gas or water may vary. In these two tables, enter the specific date when you expect the withdrawal to take place, and then write the corresponding amount for each subcategory. Also, if the due dates are not in order, from low to high, you can arrange it easily. For phone or tablet users, you can easily enter the dates manually in order, or you can use a computer or laptop for a quicker setup. Once you make the adjustment on a computer or laptop, it will automatically apply no matter which device you use afterward, including your phone or tablet. It's a one-time setup, and I'll walk you through exactly what to do so it's as easy as possible. Click on the first subcategory, then press and hold the Shift key and select the last budget amount. Right-click on the selected cells. Click on View More Cell Actions, then Sort Range. On Sort By, choose column M. Here A to Z and click Sort. Your bills are now arranged in chronological order. Now we do the same in the debt table. We added tick boxes so you can easily track when each payment is completed. The expense table can include subcategories such as fuel, hobbies, shopping, and dining out. If you're new to budgeting, you may not know exactly how much you spend in each of these areas. To start, plan how much you'd like to spend this month for each subcategory and enter that amount in the budget fields. Now you can go ahead and fill in all tables. After filling in the information, you can hide empty rows for a cleaner look. To do this, select the rows you want to hide. For example, click on an empty row, press and hold the Shift key, then click on the last empty row. Right-click and select. Hide rows, and that's it. Your selected rows will be hidden. If you need extra rows, you can easily restore them by clicking the small arrows next to the row numbers. And you're done! You are now ready to make a duplicate. First, right-click on the Sheet tab. Next, select Duplicate. This way, you can maintain a clean sheet for the new period while still having access to the filled-out sheets from previous months. Now that you have your duplicate, let's move on to the next step, renaming the sheet. To do this, right-click on the arrow of the Sheet tab and click Rename. Enter the name of the month for which you will be using the sheet, and then press Enter to save the new name. Don't forget to update the date for the new period after you've created the duplicate and renamed the sheet. Now I will show you how to fill in the fields for actual. As I mentioned earlier, the first step is to go to Left to Spend. Begin with the start balance. For example, let's say you have £500 left from last month. Enter them in the start balance for both budget and actual fields. These will be the only fields where you will enter data, as the rest of the table cash flow contains formulas that will fill in automatically. Next, let's fill in the income fields. In the income section, input the salary you received. For example, £2,500 salary, £500 for any bonuses, and £1,000 freelance work. Below, you'll see the total amount of income displayed. On the left, you have what you planned, and on the right, the actual amount. This information is also available in the Cash Flow tab and at the top on Total Income, allowing you to view important details at a glance. In both the Cash Flow section and Total Income, the information updates automatically. Please do not fill in or delete anything in those fields, as they contain essential formulas. You will follow the same process to fill in the fields for bills, debt, and savings. As you fill in your bills and debt, don't forget to use the checkboxes to mark them as paid. About expenses and expense tracker. We've included an expense tracker that connects directly to the actual section. When you enter your transactions here, your totals will be automatically calculated for you. Here's how it works. Start by entering the date of your expense, the amount, and selecting a subcategory. The date and notes are optional. You'll see that the amount has automatically updated in your totals. If you want to remove an entry, do so from the tracker below, as the fields above, actual and left, contain formulas. To add or delete subcategories, navigate to the expenses table and make your changes from there. We recommend making these changes at the beginning of a new period when you haven't selected any subcategories yet. This helps to avoid errors and keeps your budget organised. To update the subcategories, simply click on the one you want to remove, delete it, and enter the new one. Alternatively, you can add a new subcategory by clicking on the empty field and entering it there. Then, when you check the drop-down menu, you'll see the updated entry listed. Now that you've filled in this information, all the charts are functional, and I'll explain how they work. First, let's look at the fields at the top. Total incomes shows your overall earnings from all sources during the specified period. The second field displays the total amount spent on both expenses and bills combined. This field shows the total amount set aside for savings. Lastly, you can see how much debt has been paid off this month. These fields allow you to view the most important categories at a glance. Let's move on to the charts. If you want to use the template on your phone, we recommend always opening it from a computer or laptop first. You can customize the first chart if you're using this template on your phone. The chart won't display the amount directly because mobile devices don't support the transparency function. This amount can be also found in the cash flow table at the bottom on totals. To get a clearer view of the amount, click on the chart and grab one of the corners, then resize it as needed. You can drag the chart to position it near the amount. This way, you'll see both the amount and the chart simultaneously. This chart shows left to budget and left to spend information. The second chart displays the budget versus actual amounts, what we plan to spend versus what we actually spent in each category. This allows us to easily track whether we are staying on plan. In the third chart, we see 4 categories: bills, expenses, debt, and savings. This chart shows how much we spent from our total income in percentage terms for each category. We can view more detailed information by clicking on the chart. Place your mouse over the section you're interested in, and you'll see the name associated with that amount and percentage. Below, there's another chart that displays the top 10 highest expenses for the month. Just like the previous chart, we can view detailed information by clicking on it and hovering over the section we want to explore. Below the chart is the Spending Breakdowns table dot. This table lists all subcategories, sorted from highest to lowest amount spent, and what percentage of your budget you spent on the specified subcategory. It's also important to note that the entire table works with formulas and fills in automatically. Please do not edit or fill in any information in this table. Now let's move on to Bonus Budget 2. Similar to Budget 1 in the white fields, you will fill in subcategories and enter the planned amounts under budget. The key difference for Bonus Budget 2 is that we will fill in all 5 categories: income, bills, expenses, debt, and savings from the sections below. Let me show you how. For example, if you receive your salary on 1st of November, record this in the daily transactions log. Enter the date and input the amount. Select a category from the first drop-down menu, Income. Choose the subcategory from the second drop-down menu. If needed, you can also use the Notes field to add any additional information or comments. Follow the same process for recording spending and savings. The second main difference is that, in this table, there is an additional chart. This chart allows you to track your available money on specific dates. It updates based on the dates and amounts you enter in the daily transactions log. These are the key differences between Budget 1 and Bonus Budget 2. The choice is yours. Review the features and decide which template works best for you. Now I'll show you all the fields that contain formulas and how to recognize them. I'll also explain what to do if you accidentally delete a formula. The following fields contain formulas: total income, total expenses and bills, total savings, total debt, month currencies, the entire cash flow table, the expenses table, showing actual and left, and the entire breakdown table. For Bonus Budget 2 are the same one, plus in tables, income, bills, debt and savings, the fields for actual. The fields with formulas have a coloured background. You can write and erase in the white fields. You should not change anything in the coloured cells, as they contain formulas. Deleting a formula could disrupt the cell, and potentially the entire template, from functioning properly. If you accidentally delete a formula, the sheet may not work as intended. In the original Budget 1E sheet, a warning message appears if you attempt to delete content from a cell that contains a formula. However, when you duplicate the original sheet, these protective warnings do not carry over. That's why we recommend keeping the original sheet. This way, if you delete a formula, you can easily recover it. To restore a deleted formula, for example, if you delete it from field X28, go to the original sheet, right-click on X28 and select Copy. Return to the sheet where you deleted the formula. Right-click on X28 and select Paste to restore the formula. If you've made multiple deletions or you encounter an error, go to File, Version History. Click on See Version History and select a date when the sheet was working without errors. If this does not help, navigate to the How to Use sheet. Click on New Template to open a fresh sheet. Please note, this will reset your sheet, and you'll need to re-enter all your data as your previous information will not be saved. And lastly, when you've filled in everything for the period you set and want to start a new one, go to the original budget, Sheet 1. Make a duplicate of the sheet. Change the name to the name of the month for your new period. You should do this whenever you want to start a new period. Do not fill in directly in the original Budget 1-inch sheet to ensure that you always have a clean, unaltered template to reference for future periods. If you want to delete any of the duplicated sheets, right-click on the sheet you want to remove. Select Delete and confirm your choice. That's all you need to know to effectively use your budget planner. If this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us by going to How to Use and selecting Contact Us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our product, we would really appreciate it if you share your opinion in a review.